What role did the pharaoh play in Egyptian society? In this project, you are going to be researching one of the ancient Egyptian pharaohs, using multiple sources, and then summarizing your information into a short project. The first step is to choose a pharaoh. Here is a quick list of some of the most famous Egyptian pharaohs. I'll let you pause the video now to choose a pharaoh from the list and write down his or her name. After you've chosen a pharaoh that you are interested in doing a little bit of research about, you will read from multiple print and digital sources. These will be books either from the classroom, on Epic, and websites. When you read any book on Epic, that does count as a print source. Other websites that you use will count as digital sources. And you're going to just first read about this person and take notes about the person. While you're reading, you want to look for information that's included in this table. This is what you'll be graded on. Did you find information about their background, which would be family members? Did you find the names of the pharaoh's parents? Did you read about any siblings that the pharaoh had? Where he or she was born? Maybe you read about husband or wife of the pharaoh. Not all of the pharaohs are going to have every single piece of information listed. These are just some examples of things to look for. Time periods means when did the pharaoh live? When was he or she born? When did they die? And when did he or she rule? Describe the kingdom. That might mean telling me if it's old, middle, or new kingdom. And if there were any major events happening in the kingdom at the time. So did a major war go on during that time period? Was there a new empire? Was there a new development when maybe there was a big feat architecture going on in the kingdom? If you find information about your kingdom, this is where you would include it. Major accomplishments is one of the most important pieces. You need to describe why this pharaoh was important. Why is he or she remembered? Were they known for their kingdom? Were they known for how they got their power? Were they famous for having a certain belief? Maybe they were famous for something that only happened after their death, like their tomb or the stories that were told about the pharaoh. So when you read about your pharaoh, you're going to find what made them so popular. That's what you're going to include for major accomplishments. And I would like you to describe those a little bit. As you're reading, please keep track of the sources you're using. And for sources, I do have a folder on Epic called Egypt. I've shared that with you. It should be in your library. Lots of books here about ancient Egypt. Some of them are going to be more useful than others when talking about a specific pharaoh. Go ahead and browse through. Don't forget to check either a table of contents or an index to look for your pharaoh's name if it is not obvious by the title. Let's say I was looking up Hatshepsut. See, there's a book here about Hatshepsut, but maybe I've read that one. I've used my print source already, and I need to include a digital source. I can do a Google search for Hatshepsut and look for reliable sources that are going to give me information that I can read and understand to take notes about this pharaoh. So I'm going to skip Wikipedia And I'm also going to skip the information on the side here because this also comes from Wikipedia. And I'm going to go down to some of the reliable sources below it. History.com is a reliable source. Biography.com is a reliable source. I like biography.com because it does often give you some quick facts, which is helpful. So I can read through this website and take notes about the pharaoh here. Use your headings. You don't have to read the entire thing. Just like when you read an informational book, you don't have to read the entire thing in order to find information that suits your needs. Finally, when I am finished with note-taking, I'm going to start on one of these projects. You have two options for projects. Option 1 is to create a Google Slides presentation with information about your pharaoh. Option 2 is pretending you are a talk show host and you are interviewing the pharaoh you've chosen. This one would look like a script, and it would have maybe names going back and forth to show a conversation. So I might say, "Welcome to the Miss Willette talk show. Today I am interviewing Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut, can you tell me a little bit about your family?" And then had Hatshepsut's name, and she would respond with some answers to my questions, and we would go back and forth talking about this information. It is totally up to you which option you choose. Either way, this is the information that you're expected to have in your final project. You can see a little bit more about the projects in another video that I've made and how to submit your work on Google Classroom.